So, are you going to be voting on July 4th?
Yeah, probably I am, yeah.
Will you be voting on the 4th of July?
Yes, I will, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I don't see the mean to vote.
Probably not, no.
We're in Rochdale, the home of MP George Galloway, whose constituency is based here. He says he wants to get the job done. We want to see if the people of Rochdale believe him or not. Do they believe in Labour? Do they believe in Tories? Are the Workers' Party of Great Britain their solution? If not, who else are they voting for? Where else are they turning? This is Rochdale. Why won't you be voting?
I don't know. Just I've looked at all the different manifestos of all the politicians and what they stand for, and none of them really, for me, have things in them that I'd be interested in.
Do you know who you're going to be voting for?
I'm leaning green.
Yeah.
I'm leaning green just because we need something fresh for this.
I'm swinging at the moment between Tories and the new party. I forgot what it's called now. Come on, you know.
Reform, maybe?
Reform.
So you're thinking about voting Reform UK. Have you voted Tory before, is that?
Historically, I'm 55 now, so historically as a youth, 18, I always voted Labour. Got into my 20s and I changed to Tory. Then being a working person, I changed it to Tory. But now it's becoming apparent that the standard party is what we have now. The Labour Party, Tories, Liberal Democrats. There's not a lot between them really, and what they're offering up, as the gentleman over there was saying, that you can't trust what's being said. And I think a lot of it is boiling down to what you're telling us you're going to do. Is are you actually going to do that? And I don't think that for the mainstream parties, what we're historically known for, it's not going to happen.
Are you going to be voting on July 4th then?
Yeah, and it won't be Labour, and it won't be Conservative, and it won't be any independent person. We require somebody else who actually cares for the people, who actually cares for the nation, and not actually use us and abuse us.
I think with Rochdale though, there are Labour they are Labour voters up here, and I think there'll be Labour voters through and through, to be honest.
You think they'll, even though Galloway's MP right now, they might pit and Labour Party will come back in?
Probably. I mean, they chose him in the national election. I was here at the time when he was elected, and like he lives in Scotland. Like he doesn't even visit down here. So like, why should he he should have been elected? I don't know, to be honest. But no, I don't think that would change.
George Galloway will. It's mainly he'll get in because of the protest. It's mainly a protest vote, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like I said to you, I've been a Labour supporter since I'm 57 now, so since I've been able to vote, I've been voting for Labour all the time. But this time round, and other people are the same. We're going to say the same opinion. You know, Kashmir, nobody speaks for Kashmir. You know, like the most Asian committee around here is Kashmiri. So, you know, they'll be voting for that, and obviously the Palestine issue is very, very big.
Well, in Rochdale, I mean, there's obviously the big ethnic minority vote and the issue of Palestine. He's quite he's a maverick. He's a maverick MP for sure. He's actually an excellent orator. He's quite a good speaker. I hope he's an honest man. I think he's an honest man. But would I vote for him? No, I won't vote for any of them. But I can understand why.
Well, Galloway's a bit extreme, to be honest. Galloway seems to be shouting a lot about what we can do in Palestine, what we can do in the Ukraine, and we haven't done a lot about what we can do in our own hometown. Not in a way, I don't care about Palestine. I care massively about what goes on in the rest of the world. But currently, we're struggling to live where we are right now.
With Galloway, when he came, Galloway was brought in specifically by a demographic within the town. How that came about, I don't know the ins and outs of it all there, but he was brought about and it was all on the Palestine. That's all it was about, Palestine. So obviously we know the demographic that it was. I've got no problem with that, it's fine, and I understand it completely. But it was for the wrong reasons. So we end up with now George Galloway being here, was here for no other reason but for the Palestine vote, which was convenient for his agenda with what his leanings, but he's got no input into the town.
Why do you think the people of Rochdale are moving away, particularly like from the Labour Party? Because of course it's a traditional Labour seat. Why are they moving towards people like Galloway?
I think it's because
the Labour Party hasn't offered anything that we need, because Rochdale is a really nice place to live, and it's a really good place, but there's issues with it that not many of the parties are targeting. They're not really saying, oh, we'll help Rochdale out. We'll not help Rochdale, and they're targeting on more of the bigger places and bigger cities and not helping the community around here, and they don't really listen to many places like that. So I think that's why they're moving away from them, because the Labour Party, even though they say they will help, they've not really done anything to help us as a town.
Do you think Galloway's an answer then in Rochdale?
No, Galloway's not the answer, but it would need people like him around the country to stand up. And Galloway is, just one amongst many. He's an old Labour Party from the left wing, from the tradition of it. Whether they were effective in the past, I have no idea, because they're not very effective either. But George Galloway himself, at least he gets to the Parliament and makes a bit of noise, which has happened. Most of our Labour councillors, Labour Conservatives, whatever, nobody gives up, talks about us, our feelings, and we could scream as much as we want to. It's the same old story. It's like, oh, we did this, we didn't. No, you didn't. You're just a lying thing, robbing bastards, basically.
So people feel like they're being left behind in places like this?
Yeah, they feel like there's not much reason to vote them because they're not doing anything to help us.
Do you think people are right to think George Galloway is an answer for that, or?
Possibly. It would be a change. It would be different to what we've had before, and I think he will help the town. But it's just one of them. We'll have to wait and see if he does deliver on what he says he was going to do.
Why do you think people here voted for Galloway in the first place then, and didn't necessarily stick with the Labour vote?
They swapped to Tory, didn't they, during the Leave vote during Brexit? I think they just voted that because they thought it meant leave if you voted for thingy, and now they're just trying to get back to Labour. And I think honestly he seized an opportunity and he's taken it. I personally don't stand for Galloway's things. I don't think he's a crazy person. I just think his opinions are in the wrong place. They're not looking out for the people of the town, basically, is my issue.
We've tried all Labour and Tories before, haven't we? So he's somebody new, so we're just trying him because of that, really. And main thing is obviously the Palestine issue. Yeah, for me especially. I can't speak for anybody else. I'm speaking for myself. The Palestine issue is very big. And also in his promising to bring few services back to Rochdale, like the maternity unit and things like that. So, yeah, that's one of the main reasons why we're moving away from Labour. Been a Labour voter all my life, but because of the Palestine issue and Kashmir issue, because obviously I'm a Kashmiri. Nobody speaks for Kashmir. What goes on there, and George Galloway does. So that's the main reason.
Back in the days, all our family used to vote for Labour. We thought Labour was good, yeah, and we used to follow them. But ever since what's happened in Gaza, killing innocent people, and they're saying 7th of October, it's been going for 70 years. So it's been going for 70 years. Now what's happened? Because what's happened in Gaza, it's opened a can of worms. People have realised, Keir Starmer, the Asian lads and the Asian elder people that are standing for Labour, they don't realise they're voting. They want to get Keir Starmer in, and who's Keir Starmer? He's the one who says, I think they're doing right, and now he's trying to go back with his words and say, no, I didn't exactly say that. He did say that, and it's too late now. So the people's eyes are opened and they've educated now, and people know what's going on in Palestine and all these people that are getting killed. Nobody really bothered. They knew it were happening, but not to that extent. The world's woke up now and they've realised how bad the people are.
Galloway got in purely through the crap that's going on over in Israel with the Palestinian and Hamas. That's why they were voted in. There was strong opinion within the Muslim community about that here. They invited him up here, and however it works in the background, that's why he got in. So with the people now in Rochdale, the locals, the resentment now is high. On the evening when it happened, it was high. Galloway is not here for us. He's here for his own agenda, which fair enough as a person, him as an individual, that's fine. He's had an agenda, he's worked out a way to get himself in, and he's in. Fair play to you, but do something for Rochdale.
Ultimately, you don't think Galloway's going to win here then?
I think Galloway's going to win here, but I don't think he's going to win because he's the best for the job. I think Galloway's going to win because people don't want Tory. I think that's the biggest problem with this election we've got right now is people are just voting for not Tory. They're not voting for the party they want, and Labour's the easiest not Tory to vote for.
Do you think Galloway would not be re-elected if the whole of the town came out to vote?
Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance.
So you don't see an option in like a third party or an independent candidate here or anything?
It depends on a third party, but unfortunately the general establishment and consensus, I don't think it allows that sort of thing, in this country. The first past the post, it doesn't work that way, does it? I mean, people don't vote for a government; they vote against one. That's why they're voting the Conservatives out, But they're not voting for Labour because they're promising this, that, or the other. It's because the Conservatives have been so bad. But I mean, the same was prior to that. They voted the Conservatives in because they were sick of Labour, and it's a never-ending thing.
What do you think ultimately for a place like Rochdale, for places like Rochdale all over the country, what is the answer?
We need a third party in this country who will actually represent the people for a while. That's what we need, another party, which can actually do understand. Because Labour Party, Conservatives, all that, they need to get out of that imperial mindset. They seem to dictate the world, and it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. I mean, our part of the world I'm a Pakistani origin, he's a Pakistani origin. We've got a Pakistani leader in prison at the moment. Nobody said nothing about it. The Labour Party didn't say nothing about it, and yet he's a proper Democrat. He's not willing to compromise. He's not even willing to compromise with the establishment either. And yet, he's been put in prison. He actually won the elections from prison, and he's still in prison. No human rights organisation saying anything about it, no Labour Party making any statement. Nothing, absolutely nothing.
We need to bring in a party or representation of the people that are for the people. Utopian society. Never going to happen, is it? Never going to happen.
You feel like politicians make no real difference then to your life?
No, no, not at all. To me, like I said, I'm a free goer. I'm a bit of a traveller. I live in a tent, so most of the time, I don't see the mean to vote. But if I do say people that do vote, which I know of, that you shouldn't worry too much of what you should vote for. Go with what you think.
Do you think there would be a world in which you'd find a politician or a party or something that spoke to you, that you felt like your voice was heard if you were voting for them, or something that would get you to vote or not?
Yeah, if they could actually say, look, I want to hear from what you have to say, yeah, I would.
We need real candidates with real purpose to get us to where we need to be. We're on a real slippery slope down here now, and I think within the next decade there could be some serious implications within the country, both civil unrest. Maybe pie in the sky to some people, talking rubbish. We could have that possibility, or we could have a real collapse in it, or our status for, our AAA status for lending within the banks, that's in jeopardy as well. There's a knock-on effect all the way along.
I don't really trust politicians at all. Like I say, I've been teaching it for over 30 years, and it's just no, no. That's why I don't vote.